So I always open the band and get it ready, and I always put it on the bird first thing, just in case there's an oops, and the bird gets away. They don't get away very often.
So you have to add the...
But it would be exciting, wouldn't it?
But you write it down first, what the number is. Huh?
You just have to hold his legs still. Sometimes they move their legs around. So the band is on the bird now. It's a little bit crooked. Make sure it's perfectly straight. Let it go. Okay. So is this a male or a female?
Male.
Yeah, it's got the red. Oh, I can't see it. Can't see it from there? Oh yeah, use your binoculars. So I determined it's the second year. I'll explain that in a minute. Just take his measurements. Okay, the wing is 93 millimeters. Tail 63 millimeters. Check for body fat. There's usually no body fat in downy woodpeckers, even in the wintertime. No body fat.
Even though that's good,
even the chickadees, they weigh a third of this, and they just never have fat on them in the wintertime. Some mammals put on fat to stay warm in the wintertime, but birds don't. But bird body temperatures are warmer than mammals. They run about 102 to 107.
Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
Why did someone read that?
Otherwise, the blood would be boiling.
Celsius. 24.5 grams. Anybody know the metric conversion?
No.
It's almost an ounce.
28.7 is it? 28.4 is an ounce? Grams? Yeah. So right, they're hollow bones. And the fact that mostly what you're seeing is feathers makes them very, very light. So woodpeckers are difficult to tell the ages of them. This time of year, all the birds' skulls are completely ossified. So almost all of them. Every once in a while I'll see a junco or a tree sparrow that has a partially unossified skull, so I can call it a second year bird. And the reason I call it a second year is because January 1st every bird gets a birthday. So it's basically a second calendar year is what it means. But this time of year, everything, it's kind of a cop-out, but everything is an after-hatch year unless otherwise proven something else. And sometimes you can look at their molt. And woodpeckers do show different patterns of molt, but unfortunately it's complicated and variable. So this bird, I determined it was a second year because these outer primary coverts here are all the same age and they're all kind of brownish and worn. And it's helpful because he has a brown eye instead of a maroon eye. So he's a second year bird. His eye might turn maroon next year, might not. But sometimes what I'll see is I'll see black and brown mixed in here. And it's very subtle to see in the hand. But there's a key that I worked through in my head that I didn't bother flipping over to because I've done a few woodpeckers now.
Do woodpeckers ever show wear on their beaks?
Well, a lot of birds need to kind of, wear their beaks down so they don't grow too long. I think that their life habits kind of prevents that.
Well, that's right, yes. But it's okay.
If they don't splinter their
beaks. But there have been woodpeckers seen with unusually long beaks. They kind of have at the base of their skull. It's kind of what do I want to say? It's kind of like a foam. Shock absorber kind of thing for that. Yeah.
That's interesting.
You
and
would
they've got
think, though.
another interesting adaptation.
Like
He's not going to stick his tongue out for me, but they stick their tongues deep into the trees to get the grubs out, and it's got like a little spear at the end with barbs pointing backwards. So when they spear the grub, they pull it right out. And he could probably stick his tongue out to about here.
Wow.
And his tongue is tubular, but then it forks into two tendons, and those tendons go back around the base of the skull, and they're attached at his forehead. So his tongue wraps all the way around.
So it's quite long.
So when he extends those, that's how he can extend it so long. Yeah.
Well, he just does it.